RG3 and Jay Gruden. I know Jay, man, from the Arena League days. RG3 and Greg and Jay Gruden are going at it. It is very funny. I don't know if you have all the tweets, Bailey. Can you show how did it all start? I know McAfee started this rant last week. Basically, Jay Gruden came out and said something about quarterback play and what was going on. And RG3 came out and was like, really?
Yeah. Hey, Jay was commenting on it was somebody who played last week. Yeah. It was like basically like, man, the quarterback kept getting hit, basically. And he was like, man, if I ever did this to a quarterback, I apologize. And then RG3 was like, really? So they've been going back and forth like nonstop every day. I love it.
It was Jalen Hurts, wasn't it?
Yeah, yep, with Jalen Hurts. Yep.
And then anyway, it comes down to RG3 doing a podcast about it and telling everybody what happened in 2014. And basically, Jay's Jay going at it with him, basically saying, you weren't good enough. Kirk Cousins was better, blah, blah, blah. Get over it. It's over with. And RG3, obviously being in the same world that we're doing right now, you're doing a show like we're doing right now, basically comes out and says, this is how it went down. Will Compton came out on Barstool today and was like, made a video about it because he was on that team and was like, the last thing is he said, I know where all your bodies are buried. And Will was like, look, you both know where both your bodies are buried.
Right. So relax.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to say the least. Does this help Jay get back in the league? Because I heard he was kind of interviewing in a few places to get back as an OC somewhere, and I don't know.
No, it's funny. It's entertainment. I don't. Both guys probably understand. Like Compton said, like I'm sure RG3's seen Jay do some stuff that he may not want himself to see or people want to see. So that's the reality. A lot of guys, you see stuff that's, I'll put a story like this that happened. I had a coach was out on a road trip Friday night. I see him at dinner with some of my players that I took out. I say what's up to him and the missus. He looked at me sideways, comes at me Monday morning and said, E-Dub, how you do that? That wasn't my wife. And I said, listen, man, like, I said, if you don't give me a heads up, how am I supposed to know? I'm just trying to be respectful to you. I don't know what's going on, so I'm sorry. Like, there is a code in a sense, but listen, I'm not perfect by any means, but that stuff happens and it goes on. So when they say I know bodies, I can only imagine what RG3 may be talking about. And on the flip side, it's stuff like, I don't know. I come off feeling like RG3 is so resentful of how his career went, and he thinks this and that, and I should have been this and that. It's like, it's the old adage, like RG3 was super talented and he got hurt and his career never maybe got to what he wants. That's life, and you got to move forward. And there's so often times where people say, I could have did this or I would have done this if that's like, no, I try to stop people right there. I said, no, if you could have, you would have. So just stop. Stop saying that, especially when you're around the youth. Like, oh, I could have went, and I got this. It's like, no, just stop living in the past. Just be happy with yourself and what you're doing and be confident in that.
No doubt.
I agree. Sure. And I also wonder too, I'm not saying they're doing this because I think they really don't like each other, and you always got to question the motives behind people doing these like online beefs. Because we've seen a couple, more than one over the last year, I'll say, of these online Twitter beefs between journalists and player coach. And it just makes you wonder, like, are you really beefing or just for views? I don't know.
It's just so like you said, is it clicks and likes? Is it fake? Like, I've never, if I had a problem with someone, I get on the phone or I see them face to face and we hash it out right then and there. Like I'm not going to mull it over if it's something serious. Like let's talk it out. If you got a problem with me, let's talk it out. If we need to scrap, let's scrap and move on. Like, but these they want to unfollow their teams, and they want to, instead of like AJ Brown doing that. And I don't know anything about it. I'm just saying, if me personally, like, if you got a problem with going on, go to the source and figure it out to help you or help your team. But doing all that other stuff does nothing.
We don't do that no more. We're too like we can't wait to make a tweet about it. We really know the truth, and then you make an apologetic tweet, and it's like, nah, that's who you are, not what you say you are. You already said it. Why are you apologizing? You should have waited and talked to somebody.